Hi, this is Amy Devlin. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of my studio space. As you can see, my studio space is also my living room, which I have taken over.
Hi, Amy.
Hello!
Thanks so much for inviting me into your art studio space and process today.
Not a problem. Enjoy having company, even if it is virtually.
When are you most productive?
Probably in the evenings. So ever since I've started working from home, I've procrastinated a lot. I don't know why. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because I'm able to kind of switch off, but at the same time, it's like I'll not start maybe working until like 8 o'clock. I am trying to get out of that routine, like this week. It's going well so far.
What is the first thing that you do when you get to your studio?
It depends because, like, you know, my studio it's both a living room and it's a studio space, so it's kind of like trying to separate the two. But when I'm sitting at my dining room table, it is just kind of looking through my photographs and working out what the starting point of a collage would be. So just picking one and then just kind of going from there, instinctively picking things that I feel would go with it. Or other days, because I'm doing stop motion as well, it's like clearing the living room space and working, setting up the camera, setting up the light, and like working from my coffee table. And here we have a ring light, which I use for my stop motion to help with the lighting. And this is where I do my stop motion, and my camera would usually be at this angle.
What are and how important are the tools and materials that you use for creating work?
Well, every collage artist needs glue, a scalpel, scissors. So those are really important. Images wise, I collect from like magazines, vintage ones that I get really cheap off eBay. But I mean, they're really good because the paper has a different feel to it than from magazines today. So those are important. The paper is thinner. It just feels really fragile. It tears really easily. It feels more like a newspaper based paper. So unless that's just, you know, it was just whatever was cheapest to use. Or it could be just because of age, because the paper, it has browned significantly.
Why did you want to do the MFA course?
I was just starting, I think, getting into a style of collage that I was really comfortable with, and that was towards the end of BA, and I just really wanted to explore it further, and I'm really glad I did because my work has improved phenomenally since then, because I look at my work in the past and I'm like, holy crap, that's shit! Plus, I needed like more experience with exhibiting work, because I think that's where I falter the most. And here's some examples of something I'm working on now. So here we have a piece that I'm working on, incorporating different materials such as chewing gum with some 3D objects onto an image of a woman used in advertising, onto a black background with white ink. So incorporating like more automatic drawing. And here we have a piece again taken from a very glamorous or more fetishized women's magazine, and inspired by the works of Linda Sterling and Penny Slinger and Helen Chadwick, incorporating more domestic objects onto the body. So I'm really glad I did the BA because it's really taught me a lot about selecting works rather than showing everything at once.
Who is your work made for?
I think just for myself. I don't really give a shit what other people think. I mean, that's not strictly true, because as you know, I put my work on Instagram, and it's always, it's always reassuring to know people like the work. But I don't really think about the audience when I'm making the work. It's what works for me. And sometimes I'll ask, James's opinion on works, and sometimes I'll ask, my peers about my work. But I think that's mainly because, I know it's going to be marked in a sense. I know that this is all going towards something. But if it wasn't, and I knew it wasn't being marked, I don't think I would do that as much. But I mean, it's always good to have other people's opinions as well.
What does your studio mean to you?
And it's part of my living room, so it's kind of like, it is a place of comfort and security, I suppose. It's a place where I can be myself, in a way. Even though it is an absolute trash heap, it has you've seen the pictures. You've seen the video, it's just, it's a mess. But there's a method to the madness, in a sense. There is order in some way. I have the finished works, the images that I work from, the photographs I work from, and new images that I've collected.
What has not changed in your practice since the pandemic started?
Probably the practice of choosing what images I work with, because I think I knew I was in a studio space within an environment. I knew I was being marked. I kind of felt this pressure of churning out collages left, right, and center. I was like a conveyor belt. Now I kind of have my own pace, and the work is more minimalistic. It's more thought out.
Do you have any advice for art students in general, or future MFA students specifically?
Oh no. It's like being at school. It's like, you represent this school. Just continuously experiment. Just keep working, finding new methods of working, even if it's out of your comfort zone. Even if you think, oh, I can't do that, or that's not going to work out, that's fine, because things will fail. Things are not going to go according to plan. It may look like a complete mess, but you will learn from it. Even though it may not work out, you will find something in that avenue that you like and will want to take further. So, as you can see, I'm not the tidiest person in the world. But it works for me. Okay, thank you. And I hope you enjoyed that.